Hi, my name is Donalisa Stinyard from Evolution U Coaching. I'm a life and leadership coach for millennial women, helping them to create a life that means something to them on their terms. So before we get started, I just want to say welcome, whether you found this link in an email or on my blog, or you just happened to do a search and I popped up. I just want to say welcome. I am so glad that you're here. And I would like to, before I even get started, just preface this with saying that this is my very first video. So I would appreciate a lot of grace and latitude as I step into this new form of communicating with my audience. So here we go. So this week on my blog, Wow Wednesday, and if you have not read it before, you can catch it at my website, evolutionyoucoaching.com. Anyways, I shared that the first step in creating a life that means something to you on your terms is awareness. And I believe that one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves is awareness. And before you can get where you want to be, you first have to identify where you are. And we do this by creating awareness in our life. The key to creating awareness is stepping outside of yourself and looking at your life objectively. And the example I like to say is, think of yourself maybe as like stepping out of your body like a drone, and you rise up and you take an aerial view of what your life is and what you're doing, who you are, and you look at that objectively. You suspend all judgment about yourself and about your life, and you just observe. Because you can't figure out where you're going if you don't know where you are. And we do that by creating awareness and observing our life from a place of no judgment, no interpretations, and we just observe. So every week in my blog, I always provide my readers with what I call the self-coaching corner. And those are a few questions that I leave you with to think about, to journal about on the topic that we're having a discussion about. And so this week is no different. I gave you some, what I think are some pretty tough questions to ask yourself. And I know it can be really difficult to practice that self-awareness, especially because oftentimes we don't. We're taking care of everybody else, but we never take time to really step back and zero in on ourselves and be aware of what's going on in our life and what we want. And so I know that it can be hard to not only practice self-awareness, but actually come from a place of no judgment and suspending any kind of judgment or interpretations about our life. And so what I wanted to do was share a quick little exercise to help you practice some self-awareness. So the first thing I want you to do is you can practice this exercise anytime and anywhere except while you're driving, because you are going to close your eyes. So wherever you are, close your eyes and sit for a minute. And become aware of what is happening around you. Again, it doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what's going on around you, you can do this. And now you're going to ask yourself the following questions. And you can write down the answers or not, really whatever serves you. And just remember that you're making observations only. No judgments, no interpretations, just observing. Rise above and look. So the first question is, what am I feeling physically? And what I like to do here is just really start from the top of your head and just do a scan all the way down your body and ask yourself, what am I feeling physically? Maybe your lower back is tight. Maybe you did yoga with Adrienne's core yesterday and your core is tight. Maybe you started working out and your muscles are sore after the new year. Just check in with all of those and just make a mental note. No judgment, you're just observing. And the second question that you want to ask yourself are, what emotions am I experiencing? So maybe you went home for the holidays and now you're away from family, so maybe you're feeling a little bit sad, or maybe you're excited because it's a new year and it's a blank canvas and you've got 365 days to create the life that you want. Whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever emotions that you're experiencing right now, take note of those. And again, you can write this down or don't write this down, whatever serves you. And then the last question to ask yourself are, what emotions am I experiencing? Am I maybe, what thoughts am I experiencing? And so asking yourself, what are you thinking about? What thoughts are you having? Are you thinking about the weekend? Are you thinking about maybe a trip that you're going to take next week? Are you thinking about lunch because it's almost lunchtime? Or are you thinking about maybe I want a cup of coffee? I get that. So honing in on what thoughts you're having. So again, I get that oftentimes we don't have a chance to really do this kind of awareness around ourselves and get centered in on how we're feeling and what emotions we're experiencing and what thoughts that we're having. And that's why I wanted to give you this little exercise today and really just get curious about yourself and how each one of these is playing out. And as you practice these, then becoming really aware of your life and what you want and what you don't want inside of that life. So I'm curious, what was your experience with this exercise? Did you like it? Don't like it? Was it different? Was it, what were your thoughts behind it? And the second thing I was curious about was, how did it feel to concentrate and be self-aware? I know a lot of times we, especially as women, we don't check in with ourselves. We're so busy taking care of everybody else, and we're kind of always the last on our to-do list. And so what was it like to concentrate and be self-aware and take that few minutes for yourself? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to post the comments below. And if you haven't had a chance to read my blog, I'm going to post a link in the comments below for you so you can check it out. And I hope you enjoyed this video and find this exercise useful on your journey. And again, Dawn-Elisa Styniard with Evolution U Coaching, helping millennial women create a life that means something to them. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.